They were quite good, to be honest. Like, we streamlined it. There's only really 4 talking points that VAR's going to get involved in, so it's made it very simple. But it's game-changing points within the game. They came in, they done a speech. We've had a couple of PowerPoint presentations, obviously during training. I've not really been given many fouls in training lately. I don't do that anyway, to be fair. But we try and encourage the boys to play on till either I'm telling them to stop, or either the ball's in the back of the net or the ball's out of the park. So very, very similar how it's going to be with VAR. So just telling them to play to a finish really is the big one. You probably look at both boxes, corners against and corners for, free kicks against, and wide areas that are getting put into the box. I think now the pulling, the grappling, it should stop, or it should help minimise the amount of fouls given for and against, by the way, for both teams with VAR in play. So try to just tidy up in both boxes really. No, it's not going to be overnight, but it's going to be better. But let's be honest, it's football. And I don't mean it like this, but you want to be talking about stuff, you want to debate. See, if we were to get everything 100% correct, what would we moan about? There'd be nothing left to moan about. So, no, for me as a football fan, and I'll take the manager's hat off there, me as a football fan, I know they're not going to get everything correct, but it's going to give us an area where we can debate that with our friends, social media, whatever it is, wherever you want to go and talk football. So, but again, I'll go back to it, the percentages are going to get higher, so it's a benefit to everyone. Yep, I think you jinxed me, do you know that? You know what's going to happen now. Yeah, no, 100%. I think when you go away to the bigger stadiums, and even when maybe the Old Firm come here and the stadium's sold out and there's 8,000 Rangers, 8,000 Celtic fans in, and there's a dubious decision and there's 8,000 fans calling for a decision, I think it helps maybe make the ref's mind up. It's impulse, it's the ref's impulses. I don't think they're biased. I just think when there's 8,000 fans cheering, or 55 or 60,000 fans cheering for a foul, the balance of probability falls in their favour rather than ours. So I'm quite happy to be going to Ibrox with VAR in place, to be honest. Different game when you're away from home. But our game plan doesn't really change. We'll go there, we'll try and take the game to Rangers. We'll try and pick 3 points up. Obviously they played last night, so we've got to try and use that to our advantage, albeit they will bring in 4 or 5 new faces for the game against us. But I think it was a difficult game last night for the boys that did start, that maybe play on Saturday as well, so we've got to try and use that to our advantage. Yeah, that's kind of part of the game plan. Does it change how we approach the game? Slightly, because I know they've got big injuries. For me, Connor Golson's one of the best right centre halves in the country. So they're missing Connor, just as an example. Ryan Jack, so they're missing some big players. Kamara as well. I could go on and on, but they're missing some big players for them that are influential for them, and we've got to try and turn every negative Rangers have had or have got into a positive for Livingston. So yeah, Dylan, so I think he was up in Aberdeen. I think it initially came through the agent. Says, look, or maybe Marv still speaks to Marv, because Marv was at house with him. Said Dylan's wanting somewhere to come in and keep fit, so we let him come in and keep fit, and I think it lasted 5 minutes. I threw him right into the running aspect of it, which probably wasn't very clever of me. So I knocked him back a couple of weeks, and then it was always in the back of my head, Dylan liked to give him an opportunity to come back in and use our facilities. So that's all it was. Like, I've got Lee Griffiths in training with us now, and for me the two of them are very good football players, and if I can help them in any way, getting them fit, getting them match sharpness, maybe even through reserve games or bounce games within training, I'm going to do that. So they're just involved in our everyday programme. They're treated as a first team player. Come in, get their breakfast, do their prehab, do their training, go and get their lunch, do their ice bath, use the masseuse, and do the gym session in the afternoon. So with both players, I'll do anything I can to help them. But generally, I'd like to think Livingston, a club, that's what we're all about, try to help people, and that's basically where we are with it. Potentially, but I think, not even looking at last night's game, any time you go to the Old Firm, you're trying to stay in the game as long as you can, because again the fans demand certain standards from their team. So if they've not scored 2 goals within 15, 20, 30 minutes, the fans can get a wee bit restless. So taking last night out of the equation, that doesn't really change. Whenever you go to Ibrox, Parkhead, that's kind of part of the game plan. Try and frustrate both teams, but Celtic and Rangers, sorry, when you're playing them, but that also leads to frustration in the stands. Wee Steph missed last week. He maybe trains today, but it's maybe a game too early for Steph, to be honest. I think that's it. Tom Parts has got his brace and that off now, but he's still a good bit away. But Parts is now walking without walking sticks or the knee brace, so making a wee bit of progress there. Jamie Brandon still, he went for an MRI in his groin yesterday. We're still waiting the results coming back, so just much of a muchness from last week.